Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, a live toy talk show. Tonight we're going to talk about those new owners for Toys R Us and what we think they should do to make the return of Toys R Us successful. We're also going to have the first Stump John toy quiz. We're also going to share our latest toy hauls and the latest toy news. All of that. I messed it up. I hit the wrong button. I cut it off short. Everybody, welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me, as always, is none other than John. John, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, Jay. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So usually I put the image up, and then I'll play the video, and then I'll take the image off so that when it comes back, it's us, and I hit the wrong one. Sorry about that, people watching live. It's a live show. Sometimes I mess it up.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's why you watch Toy Geeks Live, Sundays, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. John, how you doing, good sir?
I'm good. I forgot that the first Stump John thing is tonight.
Yeah, I hope you're ready, because we had a lot of submissions.
Really?
We had a lot of submissions for Stump John. I even had something that I wanted to add, but we have quite a few, so maybe I'll just save it for maybe one week when we don't get a lot. But kind of throughout the week, emails kept coming in for the first ever Stump John segment.
Wow!
And that we will be doing that tonight on tonight's Toy Geeks. And for those who don't remember, I can't remember who said it in the chat last week. I'm blanking now, but they basically talked about some random line. I don't even think I ever heard of it. And John was like, "Oh yeah, this, and this."
Yeah, it was Infaceables.
Infaceables. And it kind of brought about something that I had thought of doing before, a fun segment to do. So we're launching it on tonight's show. And the thing about this is this is live, and I promise John has not seen any of these pictures.
Nope.
Because it was sent to the geekdadlife@gmail.com, which John has no access to. So it is safe, secure. It is not like a 50s game show where it was cheating. No, this is legit. So we'll see if we can truly stump John. There's a couple, all of them. I was like, I have no idea, but I know that you can do it, John. I know you can do it. So a lot of people already in the chat. Let's go around here, see who's here. We got Yoda Evil, Automaton, talking about missing Toys R Us. Don't we all? Adam Smedberg, Riley Bob, hashtag restore the Toys R Us verse. Amen, Riley Bob. Jamie Jones, we still have Toys R Us. I know Jamie Jones. I think you bought it before.
Rubs it in.
And getting better. Honestly, the Walmart here is often better. I mean, yeah, you guys got the gray skull. You're getting a whole bunch of stuff up there. Just it's nicer up north, I guess. All Music Fan 88 is in the house. Master Blaster, still on an abandoned Toys R Us by me with signs up and everything. See, if there's one like that around, I would just buy it and then make a toy store out of it. Like, is that one in Durham still around, though? That old school one?
I
put anything there?
I don't think so. I think they put something in there.
Oh, did they?
The one next to Atomic Empire.
Maybe.
You never went in there?
Atomic Empire?
Yeah.
No.
It was right next to it.
Oh, well, no, I never been. No, it's the Durham one. I thought was just it was on its own. I've been to the Durham. Anyways, yeah. I don't know that one. Jay Griffiths is here. Good Nightmare. PD Dubs. Heyo, PD Dubs. Jeremy is our CAF classic action figures in the house. Gamaliel, Master Hoarder, Dartherian, Bullwinkle Lady. Oh, Jumping General, new to the channel. Great info, Jonathan. Welcome, Jumping General.
Awesome.
First Toy Geeks. Lot of fun. The one here is a Home Goods now. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, that's definitely deserves a. I mean, sometimes I guess you can find cool stuff in Home Goods.
Yeah.
Maybe
they have a surprisingly, a toy section you can find surprises in sometimes.
Yeah, it's true, because it's a TJ Maxx. It's in that family, so there's like parent stuff in there sometimes. So it has toys. Jeffrey Barter, why do they have it in Canada? Because it's a different ownership group that was not part of the Bain Capital buyout, right? And so they have that stupid debt restructuring that they basically robbed the equity out of Toys R Us to fill their coffers, whatever they call it. Anywho, excited to be here tonight, John. Not just because it's the first ever Stump John, but just because it is officially less than a week to my birthday. That's right.
Yes, sir.
On Saturday, the 27th. We'll be doing a Toy Geeks on the 28th. I am not taking time off for my birthday.
What number is this?
I'm in the back half of the 30s now. I'm officially past the mid.
Yep.
I'm late. I think it's late 30s now, right? Once you're past.
Yeah, early late 30s. It's early late 30s. That's what I like to. I'm in late 30s. I'm mere months. I'm mere months from early 40s.
Wait, but hold on. Now, are you going to be just 40 or?
Yeah. In October, I'll be 40.
So you're just 4D. You're not 4Ds. It's not plural
yet.
So I'm in early 40s. You're just 4D.
Right. It's just this. It's this. I'll be at the starting point.
Well, hey, at least 40 is the new 30.
So I get to go back to 30 again.
Or you're a 40 no kids, which is really like my 30.
Yeah, and I still act like I'm 15. So.
Oh man, so yeah, I don't know what topics or whatever we'll cover on next week's show. In the news section, I did want to talk about the upcoming Hasbro PulseCon or Pulse Fan Fest, whatever they're calling it. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. Maybe on we'll absolutely do, probably if we can, that Friday a post fest version of Toy Geeks, and before that we'll do a predictions episode. But yeah, should be fun nonetheless. Yes, all of us Gen Xers and old millennials are getting old. That's the long and short of it. All right, so do we want to do toy hauls real quick, and then we'll go to our first Stump John?
Sure.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's get the old recent toy hauls up here. I believe I went first last week, so I think it's your turn. I'm just gonna your turn.
It'll be a quick one.
Okay.
So that same old guy selling me all those parts that I've bought 100 plus pounds. He messaged me again. He says, I got 7 more pounds for you. So
good Lord.
Yeah, this is one bag. This is all Masters Classics weapons. The whole thing is just Masters Classics. I rebagged everything up. I separated it in the other room.
Yeah.
And then so when was it? I think it was Thursday. Or no, Friday. I got an email from someone with a picture of Vintage Joe's figures, and they said, I'm cleaning up some of my old stuff. Are these worth anything if you're interested? So I said, yeah, they're definitely worth something. They need some TLC, but they're worth it.
Yeah.
So he was local. He was in Raleigh. So I drove up yesterday to check him out. And
you're in Raleigh? I could have given you the dang figures.
I know it was so like last minute. Like anyway. He in the emails he said that he had more. He had like all the vehicles. He says, I have tanks and planes and all the file cards, but I threw them all away 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah. So in my head, I'm thinking, all right, so
trash. Can I do?
Yeah, he just thinks this stuff is junk anyway, and he just sent me a picture of the figures.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm thinking, all right, how much is he going to want for this stuff?
Yeah.
So when I got to his house, super nice guy, and so he, I'm kind of going through the box, and I really didn't go through it that well.
Yeah.
But this is essentially a box of just Joe figures.
Okay. Yeah.
Joe's. And right on top there was a straight arm Snake Eyes, a couple other straight arm figures with broken thumbs, Clutch, Grunt, a Zap, and a bag of weapons.
Holy moly!
So he said I counted 80 figures. Some of them are, they need new O-rings.
Sure.
And there's some doubles because it was his and his brother's. So if there was like, they each got a Viper, they each got, a snow serpent or whatever. Sure. So I said, well, how much you looking to get for all of it? If I want to buy all of it.
Yeah.
And then he said the most dreaded thing I hear. It's, well, I went on eBay.
Oh, okay.
And he says, some of them are like $25 a piece, blah, blah, blah. But he just assumed I was going to resell.
Sure.
I didn't say anything about being a reseller. Because probably only 10% of the people assume I'm a reseller. Sure. Everybody thinks I'm about to pay retail.
Yeah.
So he's like, I know you need to make money. So he's like, how about like between $1 and $2 a piece? And I was like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So I ended up offering him 140 for all of it. Because it's between $1 and $2 a piece. Like in your face.
Dang.
So then he goes, well, how about I do this? I'll do the 140. And he says, I actually didn't throw the rest of the stuff away. He says, it's at my father's in Virginia. And I bagged it all up. It never actually went anywhere. It's just in trash bags. And he says, I'm going up in 2 weeks. I'll just come back with it. And as long as you want to drive back up to Raleigh, it's yours. You can just have it. And then he says, and I'm going to bring my Star Wars stuff back with me too.
Shut up.
Yeah. And I asked him when he was born. He was born in 75. So he says he has a lot of the older, 77 or 78.
Sure.
Through like Empire, Star Wars.
Wow.
I'm like, all right. So I'm happy. It's my second local pickup.
I know. You said last week you had your first one in a year.
Yeah.
And hopefully this starts a stretch, and that's 2 now.
Yep. So I'm hoping, and then there was another guy in Fayetteville that asked me about a legacy AT-AT if I'm interested. So he's going to send me pictures of everything else he wants to sell.
Yeah.
His figures and whatever he goes through.
Dang, that's awesome. Well, there we go. The streak is continuing. CAF, I agree. Man, John working his charm. Congrats.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Wow. So 140, 150. What was the final total? 150?
$140 for all the figures.
And 40 Durlers. Wow. Wow.
I haven't gone through the box at all since yesterday. I came home. I just have too much stuff going on. I threw them down. That was it.
That's crazy. Like, that's awesome. And old school is right. Some guys have all the luck. Listen, John is the early bird gets the worm. He is on top of those things all the time. Mm-hmm. He is checking eBay at 3 a.m. It is not by accident. For he is putting himself out there to find these things at all times. So, but it is a bit of luck too, because just sometimes, luck out.
It's because finding things in Raleigh is hard in person because I bet 75% of the people bring their stuff to Cro-Mag.
Yep.
If they want to sell it at dealer prices.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just trying to find stuff in the Raleigh area is harder. So when I find something in Raleigh, it's like, wow, this one person that hasn't done research at all.
Exactly. I mean, the only things that I find these days is I scan Facebook Marketplace and then maybe somebody posts something on there. Gamaliel, those weapons might be worth their weight in gold. They usually are. Toy Poloi has a video on how to fix the thumbs. He does. Toy Poloi does the best restorations. I think just the way he comes up with ways to fix things is incredible.
Yeah.
John on the phone negotiating. I have a particular set of Cracktastic Plastic. We have dreams of getting those finds. Good for you, John. That's awesome. Anywho, all right. Well, I'm not going to top that at all, but it's really great to have them. Let's see. Really, I didn't get too much this week. One, I should have brought over here to show it, but I have completed your wave 2 of Motu Origins. At my local Target. I found Merman. Was that this week I found Merman? Or was that last week?
Might have been last week. I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but found it. It was one of those situations where, and people in the chat, let me know if you do this for your toy bro, your toy friend. So I don't know when I went to. It must have been later at night. I think I had to run to Target for something, and parents know this. Like you needed something for your kid for school the next day or something. So I ran out to Target, and I had already found Roboto and Shira for you.
Mm-hmm.
You already had Zodak.
Yep.
So the last thing you needed was Merman. The last that I talked to you about it, the last that you needed was Merman.
Yep.
And I just happened to be there at night. I mean, not that late. It may have been 9 o'clock or something. But you go to bed super early because you wake up super early. Doing this show is the latest you stay up.
Yep.
Period. Like hours past when you're usually already asleep. So I took a picture and sent the text. And then once I saw the time, I was like, he's probably asleep. He's definitely asleep. And I was like, there's no way he's going to see this. I'm just going to buy it anyway. And then worst case, I got to return it. And then sure enough, you were asleep. And I think you messaged me the next morning and say, I do need it.
Yeah, I waited a bit. I wasn't going to message you back at 3:30.
Well, I do not disturb, so whatever. I wouldn't see it anyway until I woke up. But anyway, you said, I do need it. And I didn't know if maybe you're thinking you're kind of bummed that maybe I passed on it because you never responded. But I was like, I got you, fam. I picked it up. I bought it. So it's sitting over there.
Thank you, sir.
So I have those for you, plus the Baroness that I picked up for you like 10 years ago.
I know.
But
I got to get up there and get it.
For those yeah, where is going? There we go. So anyway, so those were fun. Now, Big Bad Toy Store must be getting all of their Motu Origins stuff in right now because stuff is starting to ship for my pre-orders there, which makes me bummed. I switched my pre-order for the Land Shark to what was it? Amazon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this came in today. There will be a video review, hopefully, maybe, if I'm being honest, probably Tuesday, but maybe Monday it can happen. But my deluxe Ram Man came in.
Nice. That's awesome. And that came from Big Bad?
This came from Big Bad today. So it arrived.
No kidding.
Like and it is hefty. Like I have to use 2 hands to hold it up. So it looks awesome in package, all these accessories.
That's awesome.
I'm really pumped for this one. So, be on the lookout on the channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you're notified when it drops. But yeah, Ram Man, the deluxe Ram Man arrived at Geek Dad Life headquarters. So really excited for that one. And then tomorrow, I believe my Wave 4 pre-orders are arriving on my doorstep. So the Hordak, Triclops, et al. Will be here as well. So the channel this week should be very Motu Origins heavy. So just be on the lookout for that.
That's awesome. Did you get an email like when something comes in stock, or do they just ship it?
They usually send an email saying it's in stock and getting prepared to ship and then ship. Now, I will say, and Old School brought here mail on a Sunday. If you choose FedEx delivers on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So that's who I used. And it's honestly not too pricey. I think it's like $7 or something. Before the channel, I would do Pile of Loot. But now that I do the channel and I do the video reviews and stuff like that, I just have them ship it once they get it. And in this case, I think they got it on Friday and it came here on Sunday. I believe it was Friday. And so it shipped really quick.
Yeah, because I typically check Big Bad every day to see if anything is actually in stock. But still, like Wave 1 is the only Origins that shows in stock. Everything is just still pre-order. So I wasn't sure if like they wait until everybody's is in before they ship and then post that it's actually in stock, or if they might not have enough. It might never show in stock.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a good question. It's a really good question. I have no idea. Maybe we'll get a rep for a Big Bad to come on the channel. I will say they shipped it really well. Like they've shipped it in a rather large box for that one figure, so that was nice. And let's see here. I'm trying to see. There was a question. Oh, here we go. Classic action figures. People are also reporting shipping notices for Unicron. I've had people already get their Unicron.
Yeah,
I've seen pictures of people with them already.
I saw one today.
Caesar, a friend of the channel, who usually comes on Screen Geeks to talk crap about DC. His buddy got the Unicron. So he sent me again. He's a toy friend, and we usually just talk toys all the time. And he sent me a picture of the Unicron box, like sitting in a room, like on the floor. I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't think you got the Unicron. That's insane. That's great." He's like, "Oh no, this is a friend of mine. It's his picture." I was like, "You can't just send me this picture like you got the Unicron."
Right. That's just finding it on Instagram.
Yeah. But it totally looked like he kind of positioned it like he got the Unicron. So check this out. Isn't this amazing? Anyway, not cool. All right, well, that's it. That's it for Toy Hall's lighter toy haul this week. Even though I do really want to buy, I haven't done it yet. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, but that Hot Toys set from
the Justice League set.
The new Justice League set. It's so cool. I really want it. After Screen Geeks, when I was talking about it there, I almost went and got it or like pre-ordered it right afterwards. But it's like you have to put the $51 down. I was like, I'm trying to put that money aside for the Thunder Tank, which maybe I'll pre-order it live for my birthday episode next week because it's only a few days after that. But God, this Batman looks so freaking cool.
It does. It looks amazing.
Like that looks like it's straight out of the movie.
Yep. I imagine it's a wired trench coat. Yeah. It's got to be.
Yeah, to get that flare like that. Dang, that looks cool. And then the black suits I think is really cool too.
Yep.
So, but again, so I'll probably pull the trigger. I just haven't done it yet.
I wish, because this isn't due out until what? It's more than a year away, right?
Oh yeah, it's July 2022 through September 2022.
So like, I wish when they had a pre-order that's that extended, I wish they extended the payment plan that much instead of just doing it in 3 payments after the down payment. I wish it was, throughout the waiting period. Make it a lot easier.
That's true. Master Horse of the Nightmare Batman is a reissue. But is it any different? Did they change it all from the other one? Because that previous one was for the Batman v Superman, wasn't it?
Yeah, it probably is different with the material over the bat suit over the body underneath. I know they've changed that for the most recent. I think it was a Bale Batman most recently. I'm fairly certain they've changed that body that's under there a few times.
It looks dope. And you're like Batman's one of like your holy trinity of favorite things.
Yep.
So are you gonna go in on this set?
I really want it. I really, really want it. The black Superman suit grew on me big time throughout this movie.
Yeah.
So I really we'll see. It's signs are pointing to yes.
Yeah.
I kind of I just blew like $50 in my sideshow rewards. I still have I think $40. So that might go towards that.
Yeah, I looked as I was getting I had $66 in my sideshow stash. I love all of the Jay and Silent. I think Jason Mewes did it too. Affleck was the bomb as Batman.
Yeah.
I love that. But I think that would be I really, again, I love Justice League. we talked about it at before I watched it or something. You said you like had already seen you're going to start watching again. I'm guessing that's because you really dug it as well.
Yeah, I was watching it. I was like an hour and a half into the second viewing, and that was on launch day because I started at like 7:30 that morning on my first one.
Yeah,
and I've watched it another 1.5 times after that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I do want to watch it again. I just haven't had time to yet, but really, really dug it. I you know, as much as I kind of groaned with the whole release the Snyder Cut thing, God, I'm glad it happened. And now I'm all in on the hashtag that we're new the Snyderverse or something like that.
It's something like that.
But anyway, still pretty cool. All right. It is now. I've enough stalling for you, John. All right. I've given you enough time to prepare for our newest segment on Toy Geeks. Yes, it's called Stump John. And I did give you some theme music. I think in time, I'm going to make a really cheesy game show kind of intro for this segment in the future. But as of now, it's kind of this little title I just put under there. And then this fun music that I picked out before the show today. And now it's time for Stump John, where we show your pictures of figures you have no idea for what they are and see if they'll stump John or he'll be able to figure out what they are. So now, without any further ado, it's your host, Jay Gladfelter, and your special man who can find any toy ever, John. That's what I want. I just want you. I need to take pictures of you doing like.
We need like thought bubbles.
Yeah, exactly. All right. It's time. Stump John. Let's see. And if you in the chat, feel free to guess. But if you know it for real, don't share it
don't say it. I don't want to glance over and see anything.
Exactly. So, I got 5 pictures for you to identify.
Okay.
And I think, people are saying here, I bet John wins. We will see. So I think to be fair to you, I will give you, if you get 3 out of 5, you will have 1 Stump John. All right. I'm not going to be like 100%.
Okay.
That's 3 out of 5. That's being generous. We'll see if maybe I gave you too much of leeway here. PD Dubs, use us as a lifeline. Welcome to Must See TV. We're pulling out all the stops on Toy Geeks.
Yep.
The greatest of production value.
TGIS.
We'll just say I know it. There you go. If you know it, just say I know it. There you go.
Okay.
Phone to chat. Chat is a lifeline. Oh my God. All right. So let me pull this. Okay, here is the first image. And I do want to make sure I'm crediting the people that sent in the picture. This first one is from Jessica Stewart. And she sent in this picture. So here we go. What accessory is this purple gun thing from?
It looks like it would go to Transformers. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Looking at it, the makeup of it looks like Transformers.
It definitely
maybe an Action Masters. It kind of looks like it has a hinge on it.
It does.
In front of that second handle.
Mm-hmm.
And those are supposed to be like jaws or something. Yeah, right there.
Yep.
It looks like it might be like an Action Masters Transformers gun.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten the answer on the other end. But, if anybody in the chat knows it. Oh, wait. We have someone that's said it. Maybe Piranacon.
Jawsome. It's not. I mean, it doesn't go to Playmobil.
Yeah, actually, Playmobil.
That'd be crazy if that was Playmobil.
I never seen. It's not. I don't think they could hold that accessory, could they?
No.
Huh. The Piranacon, that seems a similar color to the Piranacon, but do you know them well enough to know it's not Piranacon?
Yeah, that's not Piranacon.
Okay.
I mean, it looks this. That's why I say maybe Transformers. The purple looks like it's Transformers.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All
So,
right. Not winning
I
so
kind of
far.
agree. It seemed like a Transformers accessory. I just didn't know exactly which one. All right. So far, let's keep going.
All right.
This next one, sent by Brad Brooks, local, picked it up at Cro-Mag Toys in the free kitty bin.
That looks like Grocery Gang.
It does.
But if it's like I said, if it's like anything over 2002, I won't know exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But just like looking at it, I'm gonna say that's Grocery Gang.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I believe it is Grocery Gang as well. So I'm gonna give you that one. I need to get a little ding here to ding for when you get it right. All right. This next one. Oh, let me go smaller. So this one was sent in by Nathan, and he says that he has had this for 30 years. He's tried to find another online, but nothing has turned up. I thought it may have come with a fast food promotion or as an old bootleg. Is it rare? I love it. Please solve the mystery of the mini He-Man.
Shoot, where did I put that figure? Okay, so the body looks just like I wish I knew if it was plastic or die cast. Because that size, it's unlicensed, so they wouldn't be like like Remco or anything like that.
Yes, correct.
But it's definitely a dollar store. I wish I knew if it was die cast or not.
I would guess it's not die cast because that looks like a plastic.
Yeah, I have one that's like the same body, but it's not He-Man. But it's that size.
It is smaller than the knockoff kind of luchador figures, but it seems a similar sculpt to that.
Yep. Here, hold on 1 second.
Okay, go ahead. He's phoning a friend, his toy shelf. But definitely, yeah, I agree. I think it looks plastic. Oh, he's putting the headphones back.
Okay, look at the size of this guy here.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop screen. It is a similar size, yeah.
Yep. This guy has a die-cast chest. Same one hand grip, one hand open.
Yep.
But die-cast chest, plastic limbs.
And
there's quite a few of these that used a licensed head, like a design like He-Man, and some of them were just like one-off designs. But there's like they're like Galaxy Raiders or there's 100 different ones.
Yeah.
So to really call it anything, a lot of them didn't have a name on the package.
Yep.
So it's just tiny He-Man.
Or would you like, would it be categorized as a bootleg dollar store knockoff or?
Yep. Yeah, so if it is die cast, it's only the chest that's die cast. The rest of them would be plastic.
And you said somebody that was a dollar store?
Yeah, it was like a dollar store exclusive.
Well,
like Muscle Warriors.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, there you go. I'm gonna give you like
that's a half a point.
Half. All right. Well, we're 3 down. That means you need to get the next 2 to win. All right. Pressure's on now. Here we go. Oh, wait. Let me go a little smaller. There you go.
Oh, that's Capsella. I think. Do you remember that?
No.
Capsella?
Mm-mm.
It was just like a building toy.
By, do you know what it was by or who it was?
I can't remember who. It was one of those toys that was sold in like educational stores, sort of like where like Playmobil would be sold back in the 80s, like
Mhm. Like
the more expensive.
Imaginarium. That was our
Yeah.
premium kind of place.
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you say it was?
Capsella.
Capsella building toy? Capsella toy. All right, I'm gonna look it up right now. We will see. It is not. It is not Capsella.
It is not Capsella.
Capsella is a little bit different. This person that sent it in did have the answer, by the way. So I do have the answer to this one.
Is it?
It does look like Capsella, but it's
yeah. Is it? Was it Matchbox Legions of Power?
It is Legions of Power, but by Tonka.
Oh, Tonka. Yeah, Tonka.
But I'll give it to you. Legions of Power is the right answer. From 1986. And that one was sent in by Toy Doc, who I don't know if he's in the chat right now, but there you go. All right. So now you're 2.5.
Uh-oh.
Basically 50-50. You've tied Stump John. But let's see if you can go for the win here. Let's go to the next one. Last one. This last Stump John's the first one we got in. I believe it was Luis sent this in while we were recording last week. So
wow. Okay.
This one it has been on his mind for a long time. But someone gave me this small Chaplin figure, and I have no idea where it came from. I have posted it in a couple groups, and nobody seems to know either. Let's see if John can figure it out.
I'd bet a nickel that it's made by Marx.
It looks like a pencil topper, kind of.
It does. That thing, that's got to be like Marx. It looks so much like the Marx presidents. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that.
Yeah,
set.
no, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's go to the old Googles here. See if we can confirm.
Is it Chaplin? Can you go back to the picture?
But
it almost looked like it could have been either.
It looks like Chaplin. It looks like Charlie Chaplin for sure. I definitely think it's Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's just, look, it has the cane, the hat, a little mustache.
It looks like almost either Abbott or Costello. Although it's got the cane.
It's got the cane. That's why I think it's definitely Chaplin. It's definitely Chaplin. But let's check the old Googles, the old Goog turkey, and see if Marx is correct. Marx Charlie Chaplin figure. It is not a Marx, because I guess that would be the Marx.
Or no, there's some like tin windups and things.
Yeah. It looks like a pencil topper, but let me, Charlie Chaplin pencil topper. Nope. I guess it's still a mystery.
Yep, I failed.
Ah, so close. So close.
I'm not going to get something from like 1920.
People are making it hard on you, but that's all right. So for the first ever Stump John came close. 2.5 points out of 5. Didn't quite get across the finish line, but Nancy, let's let him know what he actually won. So John got the he
gets another chance to play again next week.
Oh man, well thank you, John, for being a good sport with that one, being on the spot. Agreed, that was hard. That's what she said.
Those are some weird ones.
Yeah, it's that was tough. That was tough. Collector Ace, it's impossible to guess obscure figures. But Darthan Kenner Star Wars Charlin. Oh my god. That's Charlie Chaplin in the Masters of the Universe line. Oh, of course.
Of course.
Um,
Chaplin or
cake decoration. That's not a bad idea.
could be.
But anywho, here, got some words of consolation for you, John. In my book, his toy launch is still quite impressive.
Thank you.
All music, the people that send stuff in, you should give the answer to Jay so you have it in front of you. I agree, but if people don't know what it is and they kind of want to know, I think that's part of it as well. What I'll try to do is also maybe do some research before and see if I can find it. But if I can't, then I just can't. And Lando's, hey guys, I was just curious which line stories have you most excited to return for me? Decided between Motu Origins, JoJo Classified. John, I want a reboot of Jaws. Like movies?
No, I will never wish for a reboot of Jaws ever. That it's perfect as it is. You never want to sully anything in Jaws.
Oh man. All right. So there you go. I think that was a good first ever Stump John. Thank you for those that participated. If you want to get your Stump John in for next week, send an email to geekdadlife@gmail.com, which I thought I had a thing. I guess I don't. Well, it worked last week. So again, send an email to geekdadlife@gmail.com. If you know the answer, great. Or if it's just something like I've had this forever and I don't know what it is. We'll keep the segment going. All right. Well, I think the day following last week's Toy Geeks, the news came out that somebody bought a controlling share of True Kids Inc., which is the company that kind of owns the I guess the rights to Toys R Us. And so the management firm WHP Global has bought a controlling interest in the Toys R Us brand. And they said that combined, the Toys R Us and Babies R Us continued sales generate $2 billion in global retail sales every year. That's nearly 900 branded stores and e-commerce sites in over 25 countries in North America, Europe, Asia, Africa, and Australia, and the Middle East. So, yes, it is still very popular outside of the U.S. where they shut them all down. But the one thing that I think is a little concerning is the company hopes to open new locations in North America before the 2021 holiday. But those new locations might be flagship stores, or they might be pop-ups, airport locations, or mini stores inside other retailer shops. And it's through a Nerdist says here, a kiosk is not a store, which I would agree. So given what little the new owning firm of Toys R Us, WHP, has said here, I guess Yehuda Schmidman, the chairman and CEO of WHP, I guess, what do we make of this? Is this just, are we going to continue? Because we've already had kind of a relaunch of Toys R Us in the States. They did those two locations. I think the one in Jersey and that new big mall. I think was the other one Austin or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
But that didn't work. The pandemic hit, and kind of.
I think having the pandemic during a relaunch of the store was just bound to destroy it.
Yeah,
especially with only two stores, because that means your revenue and your capital is nothing. To justify having two stores.
Yep.
But I did read another article today, and I don't know if it's from the initial announcement, the initial press release, or if it was later on. But it says the company realizes that there is that last year, that 2020, toys were on fire.
They were.
So they realized that.
Yep.
I just think that them even saying, maybe kiosks or maybe, pop-up shops, it's like, what's the point? know,
Yeah.
because you can't fit Toys R Us into a kiosk or a pop-up shop. Don't even put the name on it.
Yeah. And I think that's the concern, right? Because if they're just trying to sell the name, right? Because I think there is that association with the Toys R Us brand that a lot of people have, myself included. And I know for you as well. And all of us toy geeks, I think there's this really strong connection to Toys R Us and those big aisles when we were kids.
Yep.
But even still, even the modern Toys R Us, and with its lack of existing, we have seen, especially in the States, how crappy it has been to get exclusive toys and I mean so much stuff, because all we have really is Target and Walmart.
Yep.
And every single time there's some Walmart or Target exclusive, it's such an infuriating experience, because there's no competition. There's no thing kind of holding these other retailers accountable for making a better experience, because now there's no other game in town.
Right.
And if this company isn't going to take up that challenge of, I don't know, like I really, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, if they want to do kiosks, they obviously just want to kind of regurgitate the brand. Maybe they'll do a couple flagships. That'll just be like in New York City or whatever. That's not going to be everywhere.
Yeah. But I mean, how can you do a kiosk? How can you pick what's going to go in that kiosk? Because that'll be like the equivalent of, those Lego vending machines that they have at like JCPenney or wherever. And, for us as collectors, it's different than the parent taking their kid in to buy a doll or, a Barbie or whatever, where they'll find one that's there regardless of what's there. Whereas collectors, we're kind of specific of what we're going to go look for.
Yeah.
So I think there's only one way to do this. You got to open just Toys R Us again. There's no way about it. That's it. That's the only way it's going to work. Whether you are a collector or not, because the variety is what kept it open.
Exactly. Like, it is the variety. It is like, if you're going to take your kid to a place where, like, it's going to have so much, and there's going to be new toy lines and the Toys R Us branded toy lines and the collector figures, and it's nothing has come close. Even though like Toys R Us and some Walmarts have expanded their toy aisles, it's not even close. It's not even close to being the same thing.
No, not at all. And somebody said it. I think it was Toy Doc. He said that Toys R Us will be the new Spirit Halloween.
Ugh.
And the problem with that is that can't work either. That's impossible, because Spirit Halloween, like when they open, say if they open in late August, they kind of do that with Toys R Us, in late August for the Christmas season, because that means that they're only going to have product that was produced and shipped to distributors from August to December.
Yep.
When, that's 7 months of action figures that they're not even going to bother with.
Yeah.
Where, the like Hasbro and Mattel, they're not going to say, well, we're not going to sell the Toys R Us because they're only buying 6 months worth of toys or 5 months worth of toys.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
Yeah. Yep. And James E14 says it well here. KB Toys was doing the Christmas only pop-ups and they were lame. Yeah, absolutely. And that's where, to me, and I think Scott D brings up kind of what I think maybe the angle here is. So grew up with KB Toy Works in my town, love that store. And for those who remember, KB Toy Works was kind of like the
they're like a liquidator.
Yes, like a liquidator, like a what am I blanking on those things? Outlet. It was kind of like an outlet store where it just had like a bunch of stuff in it and stuff like that. But it was an exclusive to an outlet mall. But to me, okay, you maybe don't have the wherewithal to have these standalone big box stores, even though Toys R Us invented the big box store. They invented that. like the single type of SKU vertical big box store. Toys R Us invented it. Best Buy, every single type of like box store, Toys R Us started that. And you know, the small mom and pop toy shops said that Toys R Us killed them, and you know, Walmart and all these others that kind of took the work that Toys R Us did here, kind of killed them. But really, it was Bain Capital killed Toys R Us because they were still generating revenue in the States. They still generate, I think, $2 billion their last year. They just had way too much debt to keep going.
Yep.
So that's the frustrating part to me is Bain Capital killed Toys R Us. And it was what do they call it? The leverage buyout or whatever they call it. They basically Toys R Us had a lot of assets. They had a lot of equity. They bought the Toys R Us on loan, essentially. They basically took a bunch of debt to buy it and then saddled Toys R Us with the debt, and then they took the equity. And Toys R Us was never able to get out from under that debt. But it's still made money.
Yep.
So that's the sad part about it. CF makes Toys R Us making crazy money, especially during the holidays. Absolutely. So it's not like it was for some people. It's like, oh well, Amazon kills. Like, no, it still made money.
Yeah.
But it was a really crappy buyout that screwed them over. And to me, it's like, okay, if you don't want to go big box, maybe that's too much rent or whatever take on. But maybe go to and malls are dying too. Like there's going to be a lot less malls because they're not the tax shelters they used to be. So those are going to be shutting down. But there's still some very successful malls across the United States. And there's still some, or even more so, at least, you know, from what I see, like shopping centers that have, you know, rows of things, you know, like Home Goods or TJ Maxx or Barnes and Noble or, you know, these types of things. Like maybe they can make a smaller footprint retail store that's still big, that still could have aisles, but is still a toy store. Like you can't tell me that you can have these specialty stores like Home Goods and Petco and Five Below and these things that I think are still doing relatively well, pandemic, you know, aside. I mean, even Party City's coming back.
Yep.
So just make it a slightly smaller footprint that can go into these type of shopping centers where people are still going to, people are still going and spending money. And you better believe if there was a Toys R Us in these things, that there were people going inside them. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. You know, I think of it as they would need to like scope out, you know, like a geographical map of hotspot shopping centers, like Briar Creek.
Yeah, Briar Creek.
Toys R Us, if you know, for anybody that doesn't know, Briar Creek is in Raleigh, and it's like the culmination of shopping centers between two highways, right, really close to RDU Airport.
Yep.
And that place is booming.
Yep.
24/7. It's ridiculous.
Huge sprawling parking lot that's always full.
Yeah. It's Target, it's Walmart, it's Kohl's, BJ's, it's a movie theater on top of numerous mom and pop restaurants, chain restaurants, you name it.
Yep.
It would survive in a place like that, hands down. So I think that initially the best plan for them would be to scope out places like that, and that's where the flagship stores would be. That's where their support would come from to open other stores. So, you know, wherever we might not see some in parts of the country, it's because the other ones need to get the momentum. And it's kind of like they're starting it from scratch again. Really, you know, and it's just like, however, you know, when Toys R Us started, I think that's how they're going to have to do it again.
I agree, because I think it's you need to have a business plan. You need to know which shopping centers have the foot traffic. And a place again, locally like Briar Creek, which you know is packed and slammed and always has the foot traffic. And again, you're looking at markets with, you know, young families and it's growing and stuff like that. And you know, Raleigh, NC is a great place like that. And it's not just Raleigh. There's plenty of
Oh, yeah.
towns across the United States to kind of fit that mold of growing, good job market, low cost of living, parents, and there's kids that are being born there, which I know is not the case across all of the United States, but there are pockets of that still they could tap into, and that would be absolutely successful. Like there's no with the type of money that these companies would have to be able to purchase a controlling interest. I absolutely think it could be successful. Old School says, I was thinking go the Barnes and Noble route, a little coffee bar, have graphic novels, maybe some import toys. Sure, yeah. I mean, I think, well, to me, it's Toys R Us is a very wide ranging. Like, it's not just for adult collectors. I've always had the dream of opening up a bar hangout kind of nerd thing. We get graphic novels, toys,
a toycade.
Yeah, toycade. Yeah. That has been my dream for a long time. But yeah, something like that I think would absolutely be successful. Tossman, 60 Disney stores closing is not good for the industry. What a shame. But again, Disney stores are primarily in malls, and malls are dying. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's absolutely still successful malls out there. Again, in Raleigh, there's Crabtree is a very successful mall, which isn't too far from Briar Creek. But again, there's too many malls in the United States. Mainly because it had this weird tax structure where you basically it would pay for itself. But that's not around anymore. And really, there's too many malls. So there's going to be kind of a culling of these malls. But for the ones that are successful, they'll still hang around. But anyway, I think that I don't know. That's my thought there. I think they really need to look. But anyway,
yeah. I think going for the kiosks and pop-ups, they're too small. They're setting themselves up to fail if they do that.
Yep.
And did you ever go to there's a Toys R Us Express? Where was that? It was like in Burlington at the Tanger outlets. Where it wasn't.
I was in there when it was there, but I do know of it. Yeah.
So it was like good enough. It was maybe smaller than a KB, but there was like enough there to keep it going. There was they had like one peg of Black Series, one peg of Legends, but they had like Legos and Barbies and Little Tykes and all that stuff. Even if it was like as minimal as that, it might work. But I think anything smaller, they're just bound to fail.
Yeah, I agree. And again, I understood the going for the experiential kind of like, it's not a toy store. We don't actually sell toys here. We'll ship them to you and you can play with them and stuff. It's just like you're overcomplicating this.
Toys R Us was a feeling of when you walked in there. That's what it is. They need to realize that Toys R Us was a feeling as soon as you walked through the door. It was like nothing else.
And it was just being overwhelmed by just like, oh my God, this is so much. And even though they changed it over time, the layout and everything, but it still had that sense of like, wow, this is the most toy store I've ever been to. And even my kids, when, Alex was too young for this, but Zach wasn't. And when we would take him there and, again, it would still have that effect for even kids today. And that's a shame. Founder, the Disney store is a terrible store. Ours got renovated recently and it's fine, but it's not there's better things out there. I think the Lego store, I think, is a better type of kids store. And the Lego store is always packed. The one in Crabtree anyway. The amount of Marvel Star Wars stuff at Disney stores has been greatly reduced this past year. That does get a little over the top. And Old School, the vastness of it is what fills the kids with wonder. Agreed. I think that is again, even after they change it from just being the tall, aisles with the just toys stacked to the top, it still had that kind of sense of wonder to it because it was a fairly large store.
Right.
But I still think you could get that same effect, but just maybe making it a little bit smaller, but still putting it in those type of shopping centers. And there's even smaller shopping centers like Total Wines and stuff like that. Still have that kind of big open space feel to them, even though it's a smaller footprint, square footage wise. And that's the feeling. So for this company that's buying it, they're not watching this, probably not. But maybe if they are, who knows? But if they
it'll get back to them somehow.
Maybe. You need to capture that sense of awe that you walk in and just like, this is everything. This is every toy a kid could possibly want.
Yep.
And then a small slice of that pie. Was it Scott and I? Was it 20% of all of our toys? Is maybe the adult collector market? Maybe something like small.
Yeah.
But still, that can be service too, because again, you have another avenue for collectors that isn't Walmart or Target.
Yep. Yeah, they need to think of it as they're not just opening a store, because going to Toys R Us wasn't like going to Walmart or the grocery store. Going to Toys R Us was an event for a kid. It was like if it was your birthday, or even if we were going to pick out a present for a friend's birthday, it was like, it was so magic for that kid.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Anyone remember the Warner Brothers store? I love the Warner Brothers store. They're all gone now, but my mom was a ice skating manager or ice rink manager. But she ran a whole bunch in the southeast or southwest United States. I'm sorry. And they were always in malls. So by the time I was 10, she would usually take me with her to different markets she oversaw. So I used to just run around malls all the time. And Warner Brothers, again, it's a different time, I guess. It was in the 90s. But I would just be by myself in malls all the time as a 10, 11, 12-year-old. And man, I used to just go in the Warner Brothers store. They used to have they had a Marvin the Martian spaceship you could go in and watch Marvin the Martian cartoons. And again, I'm sure the employees were like, who the hell is this kid just hanging around all the time? But
hey, that kid's back again.
Yeah, I can only imagine now, looking back on it as an adult. But anyway, love. But again, they would have actually when the Batman movies would come out or whatever, they would have the toys and everything. And
that's why I loved it so much, is because it was also the height of the animated series too.
Yes. And then they would have the section in the back with all the animation cells, the art section. And I was just oh, I'll never have enough money to have one of these someday.
This is $40. I'll never get that rich.
Oh my God. In Lando's idea, GDL toys or J&J's action figures, and your main slogan is, we don't sell exclusive, toy collectors can't find. Make it happen. Maybe one day. You never know. That's my dream one day, is buy a strip mall and then rent it all out except for one storefront that would be a little toy shop or geek shop to hang out with my geek friends and anybody else that wants to come in, just like Toy Geeks is. This is an online version of what that could be. Anywho, oh man. All right. Well, there you go. That's our thoughts. A lot of other great ideas here in the chat. CVS or Walgreens size, that would be fine. Again, it doesn't have to be as big as it was, but it could still. There's a lot of spaces that are big enough to have the same effect.
Yep.
Needs an importer aisle somewhere for Bandai to get their various figures out more. Yeah, absolutely. They've done a pretty good job at Barnes and Noble, I feel in their toy sections. I think there's more imported toys and stuff in those.
Yeah,
at least I've seen. Master Blaster Toys R Us used to have the aisles go straight all the way to the back of the store, and it felt huge. And they changed it out, and it got all confusing and felt smaller. I agree. When they did shift it from not having all the inventory out on the floor, it did feel smaller, and it was something I always lamented. But again, for my kid, it still had that level, just it was just so huge. Going to the Thomas the Train section, it was too full, just rows of just all Thomas stuff and Thomas train sets, or you go to the Lego section, it's just all Legos. All it still was that in a lot of ways. But yeah. Anywho, I want a Toys R Us / Blockbuster Video big box store. Yeah, we'll just make a nostalgia store, or a nostalgia mall, and you like walk in. It's like sometimes you see those people that like turn their home into like a basement into Main Street Disneyland or something, and they just have little shops and stuff. That's what the Geek store will be. We rent out one of those old Toys R Us's, but when you go inside, it'll just be like a Main Street, and then it'll have like a Blockbuster, a Toys R Us, an arcade, or one of was it Sweet Factory, like one of those candy stores.
We need like the media, like was it Media Play or Suncoast Motion Picture?
Suncoast, yes.
Where they sold like all the movie posters and everything.
Yes. Yep. 100%. 100%. The nostalgia factory. If you added a bar to such a common store, it would be automatically be a success. The bar part of it was a big part of my dream for a geek hangout shop. It looks like we have another Canadian. I still have 2 Toys R Us in my area. Nothing interesting, unlike it was back in my childhood in the 80s. Listen, just treasure what you have, pop actor. Treasure it. Because trust us, here in the States, we thought the same thing, and now that we don't have it,
you can lose it in an instant.
In an instant. It could be gone. Anyway, yes, a Geek Life store. No dad price does not exclude the child. Absolutely, yeah. You know, I own a few different web brands in the Geek Life realm, and I think I do own a couple web stores around like Geek Store Life or Geek Store. There's a lot of different variations. I think there's a lot of ways to make it happen. We'll all make it happen here. We'll be the founding members. All right. Just some quick other things here as we close out the show. Some news items. One that I did want to talk about is the Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest. Talked about at the beginning of the show. April 9th. I don't think we have the timestamps yet. Do we? Oh, no. Okay, so 11 a.m. Eastern on a Friday. Thanks, Hasbro. But so they will be talking about Fortnite, Transformers, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, Marvel, and Star Wars. And looks like we're getting into the Snake Eyes stuff finally. Black Series, Vintage Collection, more Phenomenal for Power Rangers. So it should be a fun. It's not going to be as big as PulseCon because again, it's only just the one day. But it's bigger than a Fan First Friday because it's including multiple properties. And then the Fortnite thing will be the first big thing there. So instead of doing our normal Sunday show this week, we will do on April 9th instead a post Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest recap show. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it with everybody here on April 9th. So be on the lookout for that. And before that, we'll have to have our Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest predictions. So, and again, I might be out of town on Easter Sunday, which is not next week. We're here for sure. The one after might be in the air. But maybe John and I can pre-record something for our final predictions or something like that to post on Sunday night or something. But still, so we will be covering it here on Toy Geeks. We've had a lot of fun covering other toy events in the past. So we'll be doing that here, digging into all of the details from the Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest on April 9th. We'll be right here on this channel, youtube.com/geek-life at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you haven't subscribed, then click that bell icon. Do it right now. All right. Next up, there was some Black Series news. And we're getting a Jackson, a Darth Maul, and like Connor Jax. And anyways, yeah. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, I know a lot of people have been waiting for a Jackson figure for
Is
ever.
this the first Jackson figure ever?
Yep. Yeah,
Which
they
is
never made
crazy.
him in a comic pack for the 3 3/4. This is a first.
So that's cool.
Yeah, they made him a. See, I think they should have made him a little bit more cartoony looking,
Mhm.
like his comic counterpart.
Yep. Might as well. Like, if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, because this is sort of just it's. I mean, is it really canon stuff anymore?
Well, this is like
This,
it's supposed to be the what are they calling it? But it's like it's book series versions or something like
yeah,
whatever they're calling it. So it's cool. The packaging seems really cool too. It has that kind of book cover packaging, which I think is really neat.
hmm See, I wish going this way, doing books, and I don't know if it's canon anymore. Um, I would have really liked the Shadows of the Empire, Prince Shizor.
Yes. Agreed. Also, did he get his hand back? Or I guess he I don't know. It's kind of confused about that one. But I know he's had this, but he had the shot in his hand, right? So it was kind of messed up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about this.
Neither do I.
The only Star Wars novel I ever read was Shadows of the Empire.
Mhm.
If it wasn't comics, that was the only novel I ever read,
Mhm.
and I think that's probably more common than not because of the N64 game as well. So
Mhm.
I think if anything, they should have went that route.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and then old school says Jackson looks like a slimy vegetable swamp thing type rabbit. They should have gone back to the way he looked when he debuted in the late 70s.
Yeah, he's like Bucky O'Hare's illegitimate brother.
Sadly, Sizor himself isn't canon. And Hasbro was asking fans about changing the packaging boxes for the Star Wars action figures. Yeah, I think there's words about, or are they gonna
hmm
make all of the packagings kind of like book style? I kind of like the one they just did. I don't think they do that for every single one personally, but
No, they have a poll out now for no plastic window at all. So it's just going to be a box. They put out it's either 4 or 5 box designs,
mm-hmm.
and they're polling for people to pick 3. And there's no plastic window at all. It doesn't open like that. It's just going to be like a regular box, just no window.
And you
Um,
can't see the figure.
yeah, but
Oh
they've
hell no!
talked about this. They announced this like 3 years ago, where they said they'll eventually get down to next to no plastic in the packaging because it adds so much to the cost.
Yeah, but then you can't see what the figure looks like. How much people like
Right.
opening it up to
I know,
see?
and then it has like derpy eyes or
Yeah,
bad paint.
or paint app.
hmm
I listen. I'm all for reducing plastics.
hmm
100%. Like all for it. Trying to do the same just in my own personal consumerism. So totally with it. But I don't know. There needs to be some type of way to yes and still be able to check the figure out to make sure it looks good.
Right.
I don't
At
know
least
how you do it.
at least the face. Like they could put a small window, just to see the face or the head.
Mhm.
But the thing is, if so say they reduce plastic
Mhm.
and they're saving money, they're not going to pass on the savings.
No, of course
A
not.
$20 figure with no plastic packaging will still be a $20 figure. It's just it'll be in their pocket, and they're on their conscience of being you know just conscious of how much plastic they use.
Yeah. Which again, I'm perfectly fine with. To me, it's like we need to find a way to, I don't know, be able to still see I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what the solution is.
Yeah, me either. I know they've been talking about it for a few years now.
Yeah. Unless they're just perfectly fine. But again, and then it's I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It's not an easy answer for sure. Classic one had a small window though, like from the waist up. I mean, that's fine. Like maybe they use less like insert plastic. I think it's still have like a little bit of the wind. Yeah, to your point, like to see at least the head sculpt, because that's like where I really care. Is like, is there something off? Like, is there a paint app off or something like that? And I'll just leave it on the peg. Like, I don't. These things are expensive. I don't want to drop money on something.
I think they should go back to bubbles. Even though it's a 6-inch figure, it uses less plastic on a card with a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Just go back to that way.
Yeah. Because this is like a tray, a plastic tray.
Yeah. Plus the window.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. So we'll just have to wait to see. Again, all for reducing and eliminating plastic, but I think there still needs to be a way to see the figure.
Yeah.
Maybe just put it in a because that's a plastic baggie. No, oh, okay, I got it. You just use glass. There we go.
We'll go to glass. It's gonna be awesome.
All right. Also, let's see. Pre-orders for those Kenner classics, Ecto 1 and Bug-Eye Ghost and Fearsome Flesh went live. I pre-ordered all of them, and I have about a 50% confidence that I'll actually get those pre-orders.
Yep.
Because that's how bad the pre-order system. I feel like 50% is being pretty generous.
Mm-hmm.
To the Walmart pre-order experience.
Yeah, that's why I didn't, because I went to I had to go on a big hunt for shipping boxes last week, and I ended up going to I was going to go to the Glenwood because they always have great shipping supplies,
mm-hmm.
but I ended up going to just the one in Briar Creek first.
Yeah,
and they had like 100 ghost poppers.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And then I saw that Toy Shiz had posted links for this. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, nope, I'm not even going to pre-order. What's the point? Mm-hmm. Because I'll just find it, 2 months before anybody gets their pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe how many ghost poppers were there. It's ridiculous.
But the thing that's crazy is you're right. The ghost poppers are everywhere, which is great for purchasers. I had 3 pre-orders for ghost poppers because I wanted one for me and my 2 boys. We could each have one, mm-hmm. and have fun shooting ghosts or each other, whatever. And I did because they had limits on the pre-order, so I did 3 separate orders, which meant I think I had to pay. I don't know, maybe the shipping was free. I don't know, but still trying to follow the rules. Mm-hmm. They canceled. Well, no, they canceled 2, and one I never got. So it just doesn't. It's so stupid. It's so frustrating with Walmart. But I did it anyway, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Because who knows? Maybe that's the one time that only people that pre-ordered it would get it, and they never showed up in stores. I don't know, but I was kind of hedging my bets on it. Because clearly I want it, and I'll want a few of these. I know Alex, my son, will want one. Maybe Zach will want one too. That's fine. I don't mind. Like I'll buy a whole bunch of these if that means the line's successful and we get more stuff. But and I think the $40 they said 50 and it came down to 40, which is great.
Yep.
But yeah, so Walmart, your pre-orders are absolute trash. But for some reason I still play this game, and I don't know if there will be a day where I'm just like,
yeah, but it's that what if part in your brain saying like, what if I actually do get it before it hits retail?
Yeah. Or I don't know. That's where they get you.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they get you. But again, this one I was very much like, why am I doing this? Why am I even bothering doing this? Here I am clicking the button, stressing out about it. Anyway.
Well, hopefully, for whatever reason, my Walmart got the figures in before I've seen them anywhere. And that's when I picked them up, and you got a set for me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll get some Ecto ones first again.
And I'll be like, hey, you got any Ecto ones back there? You can Oh man. And what was I going to show on Toy Shiz? A lot of stuff on Toy Shiz. As always, give them a follow if you haven't already. Oh, and the packaging for the Newman set. A lot of Seinfeld stuff coming out this week, including your 3 3/4 inch Newman figure. Dennis Nedry getaway pack. Really cool set. I guess completely open. There's one way to reduce plastic. Just have it sitting out and just
Yeah.
a little zip tie on the card. That
Just
works for them there,
It's honor system packaging.
right? Oh man. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, all of the Seinfeld stuff coming from Funko. What are your thoughts here? You seem to buy more pops than anyone I know.
I think it's okay. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm not into Seinfeld like I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a show I've gone back and watched, but I think it's cool because it's like an actual build a play set, even though it's, in that Funko super deformed style.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's neat. I love Seinfeld. I watched it while it was on TV. I had rewatched it when it dropped on Hulu. I don't know if it's on Hulu anymore. I think they get picked up somewhere else.
I'm not sure.
It aside from any shows that were a while ago, like some stuff doesn't hold up. I think in general it holds up pretty well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Still funny, still hilarious. Unlike Friends, we're just like, this was not that great.
Yeah, that's one I never went back for after the original airings.
It's best. Like, just let Friends be. Just let Friends be. But anyway, I still think it's pretty cool. This Darkwing Duck figure is awesome. From I don't even know this company.
It's Beast. Is it Beast Kingdom, right?
Yeah. Have I just been not aware of this company? Like, have they done other things?
Yep. Yeah, they've been around for a couple years.
Yeah. Okay. I completely missed these guys.
This might be. No, I don't think it's their first like big license.
Okay.
They've done some other stuff, but I think this is their best representation of the source material so far. Like that looks like a statue,
right?
With his arms up like that. That looks ridiculous. That's awesome.
I'm a big Darkwing Duck fan. Absolutely have loved the rebooted DuckTales, which just ended this past week. The finale was amazing. First 2 seasons are on Disney Plus. If you haven't given that DuckTales a chance, do it because it's fantastic. Like, it's not just a kid show. It is a really darn good show. Animated series. But this thing looks awesome, and it's really reasonably priced. I thought this thing would be like $100 and something bucks. I went on Big Bad Toy Store. It's under $70.
Oh wow!
So I pre-ordered the thing. All right, I put in my pre-order. I think it looks really cool. And through the Lost podcast I did years ago, which was relatively successful, made friends with the creator of Darkwing Duck, Tad Stones, and really great guy. So even more so, it was always a favorite as a kid, but now I feel like even more connected to it, being friends with the creator of Darkwing Duck. But I just think this looks so freaking cool. Like the different like head sculpt options, the cloth goods. I think it's really neat. I'm really excited for this thing.
Yeah, it looks awesome. And if you went back a couple pictures, the way that his legs, right there.
Oh, sorry.
The way that his legs sort of slip up into the crotch area, it looks like a full size, like a Disney character at Disney World. It looks like somebody in a costume.
Yes.
Because it looks like it has those voids where like the collars of the legs slide up there.
Yeah, I hope this is successful because I think this looks great. Funko did a few Disney Afternoon type stuff, and I bought them, but they're kind of lacking in a lot of ways. But this looks awesome. I can get behind this. People are like pulling out some others here, like gummy bears. Like, yeah, if this goes really well, I'd love to see some more Disney Afternoon stuff. Because Gizmo Duck would be
awesome.
Casual name drop. Sorry, didn't mean to go too name droppy there. But again, I just think, if I do get it, gotta bring him on the show to talk about it. Because the stuff that dude knows in his head is immense. He was an Imagineer at Epcot. He worked on the launch of Epcot. Just knows so much stuff. If you are a Disney fan, did you see the cartoon videos for? Yes, we talked about it last week. They look amazing, but I've had bad experience with loyal subject stuff, and apparently, like just talking about it, it's so many people in the chat. The quality control on loyal subjects is so bad that it has me worried that it's not gonna. But I'm still gonna get it because I love the animated Beetlejuice. If this goes good, Gizmo Duck should definitely be next. I agree. One of my favorite episodes was Just Us Ducks Unite, which was like their Justice League, and it was Darkwing, Gizmo Duck, Bush Roots, the other one. But anyway, anywho, I think there's a lot of stuff you can do there. Oh, launch pad with the Thundercrack. There's so many good options. So
I'd want a Bugle Boys multi-pack.
Yes. I agree. Again, John, have you watched the new DuckTales? The reboot?
I haven't. I need to get into it.
It's the first 2 seasons on Disney Plus. Season 3 was the last season. It just finished now, which is another 20-something episodes. So I assume that'll be at Disney Plus soon. Trust me, you will enjoy the show. You will enjoy the hell out of the show.
All right.
What it did really well was it created this overarching story that, each season has a story arc. And then now with it all being done over the 3 seasons, like it all wraps up really well. And it basically creates an extended universe of all Disney afternoons. So all of it kind of all interconnects with like Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, Rescue Rangers, Gummy Bears. Like it's all just one big interconnected universe around Scrooge McDuck. And even the old comics, I'm like, the entire mythology is a part of this show. And even it brings in new things and it just does it so like Three Caballeros, like anything that is of the Donald Duck lineage is a part of this show.
Oh, wow.
And it's just phenomenal. The voice acting is amazing. David Tennant is Scrooge McDuck. Bobby Moynihan, Ben Schwartz, Danny Pudi from Community are the Huey, Dewey, and Louie. The voice Lin-Manuel Miranda is Gizmo Duck. Like again, what's the I don't know. Amazing cast, great writing. Just go watch that show.
I'll start it tomorrow.
Casino Skunk Prices, I can't get into it. You're full of crap, Ralph. You're wrong. You're wrong. It's great. John, trust me. I know you'll love it. Have I steered you wrong?
No, you have not. You have not. Everything, honestly, you were actually the one that told me to watch The Office, and I had never seen it. And I have watched that show, the entire thing through, probably a dozen times. I can't get enough. It doesn't matter. Everything you steered me towards has been a hit for me.
There you go. Ralph equals offended. Catherine Tate was Magica. Magica to Spell. Yep. Again, it's just now that it's over, I can't wait to like rewatch it again. Just so good. It's a bummer they cancel it, but the last episode was so good that the whole thing is just fantastic. All right. We are just jibber jabbering at this point, but always good to talk to you, Sir John, and everybody in the chat. As always, this has been Toy Geeks. We do these live Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you're watching this after the fact, you want to take part in it in person, in live time, definitely join us Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern on this channel, youtube.com/geekdadlife. This week, and look out for reviews of the Ram Man Deluxe figure for Motu Origins, as well as Wave 4 of Motu Origins. Screen Geeks, where we talk about all things on screens of geekery type whateverness, is Thursdays at 9 p.m. With Ralph, whoever that guy is. And if you haven't done it, hit that like button. Have a great week. And until next time, Hasta luego. And goodbye.